Welcome to the Common Patriot. I'm glad to have you here. Today we're going to be looking at this rifle, the Quantum Mark I from Blackout Defense. We're going to go over the features and some of the technical data, and then we're going to do some shooting and have some fun. The upper and lower receiver are manufactured out of 7075 T6 aircraft grade aluminum. Makes sense because Blackout Defense comes from an aerospace company. It's finished with the cobalt gray Cerakote. The entire gun is Cerakoted on the outside. The barrel is a 416R steel. That stands out along with the aircraft grade aluminum that they use. And it's 223 wild caliber, so it shoots 5.56, 223, 16-inch barrel, mid-length gas system. One of the neat things is that this gun comes with an ambidextrous safety. For a guy like me that has a hard time running safeties because of my short thumbs on an AR, I really like ambidextrous safeties because when I'm running an AR, I'll flip it on fire with my thumb, but I turn the safety off with my pointing finger. So I really like ambidextrous controls. In fact, my ARs don't come with an ambidextrous safety. I'll usually switch it out so I have that option. It's just a lot easier for me to run. The trigger on this rifle is the Blackout Defense Zero trigger. Why is it called a zero trigger? Well, it has zero creep and zero over travel, which is pretty unique to a trigger. I've not really shot any that were anywhere near this close in tolerances. And so there's no creep coming up to that trigger, and none after you pull the trigger either. It's a very short reset on the trigger, so you can shoot it fast. Now the trigger does come at 4.5 pounds, at least the one that I have in this gun. The thought process behind that is that this trigger is meant for defensive purposes. When you're high on adrenaline and high stress, you don't want necessarily a light trigger that you could accidentally cook a round off when you're not intending to. It's got a little bit heavier trigger. This is a drop-in trigger, so you can order one and put it in your AR. And have the same zero trigger in yours. They also have just came out with a 3-pound trigger. So that would be a little bit better for your 3-gun, your gaming and stuff like that when you want a little bit of a lighter trigger. The gun has the Blackout Defense Horizon Compensator. One of the interesting things about that is it has 4 holes drilled at 25-degree increments. And what that's supposed to allow is that not only will it give you compensation when you're up shooting square, but also if you were laying down or if you're shooting past your sights or past your optic in a 45-degree angle like that, it's also going to help from that muzzle jump by using those holes that are drilled at the angle. And so that's a pretty sweet little compensator on the gun. Now, one of the things that really caught my eye when I was looking at this spring was that, you know how there's always a little bit of play in an AR between the upper and lower receiver? Well, something that they have done at Blackout Defense is they have actually engineered or manufactured a shim into the lower receiver that causes that little bit of play to go away. So all you have to do is drop one of the shims, which is kind of like a hard, I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's a fairly stiff material. You drop it in, you close your upper onto your lower, put the pin in, and then there's no play in that upper and lower anymore that you normally have in an AR. Most of the rest of the controls on here are fairly standard as far as the mag release and the bolt release on the other side. I did fail to mention that this is a 1 8 twist barrel. The gun comes with the Ergo Grip furniture, the buttstock, and the pistol grip. I'm running a Magpul sling on here, and the optic that I put on here is the Vortex Razor Gen 2 1x6. There's a quick look at the Quantum Mark I rifle from Blackout Defense. But that's enough of that. Let's actually put it to the test, do some shooting, have some fun, and put some rounds down range. For all my range time today, I'm running the Federal American Eagle 55 grain full metal jacket in 223. Got the ESS 5B ballistic glasses on, sound gear, electronic hearing protection, and this rig that I'm wearing is a Velocity Systems. First time I've had it out on the range, so just trying it out. My final thoughts on the Quantum Mark 1 from Blackout Defense. The gun was running well, it was shooting well, I had 0 stoppages. It's got a smaller forearm than a lot of the ARs that I have at home. I like smaller feeling firearms because I don't have very big hands, so I like a smaller framed firearm. I thought this one was balanced well, felt good in the hand. I love the ambidextrous safety. I didn't have to put my own in. The gun came that way, so I really like that. Obviously, Vortex, Razor, I mean, it's a good scope. I won't spend too much time there. It's awesome. I love having this throw view lever, being able to adjust magnification very quickly and easily. Now, I will get into something I didn't like. I don't like the furniture. This is the first Ergo Grip that I've ever ran. I don't like the stock. I don't like the way it feels in the shoulder. I don't like the way it adjusts. And frankly, if I'm going to keep this gun, I think this is going to have to go down the road. I don't like it. The Compensator, it definitely does do a good job at compensating for your shots. I was able to get back on target with little muzzle jump, and so I really did appreciate that. Something I forgot to mention in the beginning is that this gun comes set up for a sling mount, at least for the quick disconnect sling mount. If you run a quick disconnect sling like I have here, this Magpul, then you're already set up. You don't have to add on anything or do anything like that. The gun is ready to go. So that's pretty sweet. I like having those there. Sullivan Arms has a quick disconnect one, what I like to use and sometimes put on at different spots, but I can grab that, put it on whenever I want and take it off whenever I want. That's one of the advantages to it. I would have expected it to group a little bit better than it did. It was not doing quite MOA on my grouping. Here's my first group that I shot of 55 grain full metal jackets, 100 yards. I was a little bit off to the right. I adjusted my scope and took a shot here. In all fairness to the rifle, I did shoot these groups back to back to back. And the barrel was pretty hot by the time I was obviously getting to those. I really didn't take much time in between. This gun comes in at $21.50 MSRP. It's got an oversized handle here. It's very easy to grab even with a scope on. So the Quantum Mark 1 really has some neat features. It's got some upgrades over just a standard AR and some features that I think you might want to go and check out. Well, I just wanted to show you this gun and some of its unique features today and put it through some paces, put some rounds down range and have some fun shooting. It's hot, it's sweaty, I'm all dirty as well, so I'm gonna wrap this video up. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I appreciate you being part of the channel and watching the videos. If you're not already a Common Patriot subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. And remember, you're a Common Patriot, so be bold, be strong, and don't ever give up. God bless.